So we have turned the recording on. Let me share my screen again. So can you all see my screen? Okay. So disclaimer, we are going to record this meeting. It will be uploaded on YouTube. If you do not want to be recorded, please drop off now and see the recording later. What I'm going to talk is not medical advice. Please need to check with your doctor before following any of this advice. So beware of that. Any medications based on what I tell you here, please check with your doctor again, because I'm not a doctor nor am I qualified nutritionist or anything like that. Some of the material which I'll be presenting here is FFD material. Now, FFD stands for Freedom from Diabetes. This is a program run by Dr. Pramod Tripathi out of Pune. I joined the program in February of 2022, and my weight loss based on their technique. Now, this is not a marketing session for them because these are not paid services, nor am I endorsing it. I'm only purely sharing my experiences, and I do not exactly follow FFD, but I'll be using some of the materials, so I just wanted to say that. Okay, so with that, and then when I will be showing you all some exercises, I'll be talking about them, but be careful when you start exercises. Listen to your body. If you get any pain, if your body gives a signal to stop, please stop. Don't over-exercise. So with that, we will start with, before we start, if anybody has any questions at any time, please feel free to interrupt me and ask me the question. I will try to monitor the chat also, but it might become difficult for me to monitor the chat exactly.
Anandji, we are not seeing your presentation. We are seeing your WhatsApp window.
Sorry about that. Let's go back. Thank you for telling me that.
Sure.
I shared the wrong window.
Yeah, now it's good. Thank you.
So I'll give you all a minute. This disclaimer, it is being recorded. This is not medical advice. Take exercises slowly, and this is not a marketing exercise for any for-profit organization. I'm just saying what I have learned my last year. Okay. So with
Sorry,
that,
one housekeeping. Can people mute? I think there's one more person who is not muted. Varsha and.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, I'm checking.
Yeah, please everybody mute yourselves. Unless you have a question, feel free to interrupt me and ask me. So you all can see I weighed 200 pounds on November 30th, 2021, and by June 5th I had lost. I was down to 164 pounds. I have actually picked up a little more now because I've been little relaxed with my diet, as we talk about my diet a bit later. But I have always been a fat. You can blame it on heredity. My parents were fat. Also, I'm a trained chef. So I was always around food. It was very easy to eat fat-rich food. Then I got into diabetes. 10 years of diabetes and high blood pressure. Also, my activity reduced. When I used to be a chef, working as a chef, I was always on my feet. And now I have a full-time IT job from home. So I sit on my desk in my chair at my own home all day. So your activity goes down. So, obviously you get fat. In 2009, I was diagnosed with a narrowing spine, and I had chronic back pain for many, many years. By 2019, I just couldn't walk or stand. And my doctors told me I just need to lose weight, and I was looking for a solution. Okay, and at that point, I came across, two of my friends who were doing this program with Dr. Pramod Tripathi, who runs an online program out of Pune. I joined the program formally in actually February, but I followed 21. Anybody who's not asking me a question, please go on mute. So that is where I was. So what I achieved in a year or so, I've lost 35 pounds of weight. lost 8 inches of my jean size. I used to wear a 40 inches jeans. Now I'm wearing 32. I stopped all my medications in January of 2022, including metformin for my diabetes, blood pressure, and cholesterol pills. Last month, my US doctor also told me to stop aspirin. Said no medicine needed. The only thing I'm told right now is to take vitamins. I have become more productive. As many of you all know, I have 2 careers. I have an IT job and I teach music and Hindi during evenings. And sort of I have developed a 3rd job now, talking to many people on Mumbaikars and other friends about food and nutrition. So probably it's the third thing which is going on. But being more productive, as nowadays I get up at 5:30. I used to probably get up at 6 or 6:30 or 7 because I have to do my exercises. So slowly and gradually, I started getting half an hour early. So I have to do all my exercises before I get to work. Okay, I'll stop for a minute. Any questions so far? Anybody? Okay. So how hard is this program? Somebody asked me yesterday. So my answer was, I can do it, you can do it too. But you have to decide how hard you want to go. So I really did very hard for first 3 months. I started relaxing. When my A1C was 6.7 in December 2021, in I think June it became 5.3. When it came to 5.3, I said, you know what, I can relax now. So, but you can set your own goals, what you want to. For that, you have to prepare. So the most common thing you'll hear from people, I feel so hungry, I can't diet. Okay, that is the biggest problem, that you feel hungry. Everybody feels hungry. So how do you take care of it? You have to prepare your body for that. And how do you prepare? Our bodies are acidic. So we have to actually make your body alkaline. But even before that, you have to mentally prepare yourself. You could be already mentally strong, or you could do some kind of meditation. Okay. And if anybody wants to know more about meditation, I can talk about that. More than that, you have to be with a group of people who can motivate you. So when I joined the FFT program, I was with 790 other people in the same batch, which was started in February of last year. And everybody told us what they're eating every single day, which motivated. So the day I would cheat, I would see somebody else who is really going, strict diet, and I would say, oh, why am I cheating? So I would bring back myself, pull myself back. That is important. And that is why I will actually have a WhatsApp group for next 21 days of the challenge. Everybody is welcome to join the group and tell us what they're eating and motivate each other. But coming back, our bodies are alkaline. So we need to the first step is to make it, our bodies are acidic. We need to make it alkaline, make it alkaline our bodies. So for that, and then you don't have to give up. You also have to monitor your blood pressure. I'm going to come, how do you alkaline your bodies in a minute. But so you don't give up, if you're not losing weight, don't give up, continue the diet or whatever else you're doing for a while. Monitor your weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar regularly. If you don't, then that could be a problem. Let me show you something. You see this is my monitoring. I do every second day now, but in first 2 months, I was doing it 3 times a day. I would do my blood sugars 3 times a day. Right now, I do it every second day and I monitor myself. So my weight keeps on going up and down by a few pounds. Now I'm at 170. Yesterday I was 171. And in June, I was at 164. So it keeps on going up and down. But what happens? Every time it goes up, I pull myself back. So being systematic and methodic helps. If you fall behind, restart. So that's how you prepare yourself. Now, the first step you have to do to alkalize your body is have a green smoothie every morning for your chai, before anything. So normally I get up at 5:30 and I make a green smoothie for myself and I have it. So what is a green smoothie? Like spinach, kale, lettuce, whatever you add, a small minor green leaf like pan, pudina, curry leaves, dhania, whatever you want to do. 1 cup of this, half cup of that. Okay. You can even put celery. I generally use kale, celery, and I will put the stalks after the dhania has been used. You can put one fruit. Generally, you can put apple. I also put kakadi. You can apple because apple is also sweet. Then you could put some chaat masala, which has cinnamon in it. So kala mirch, kala namak, little bit of haldi. I'll give you a more detailed recipe. Okay, put some masala, put some lime to it. Okay, and make into a thick chutney, and then mix it with water. So what we do is, what I do is I make a thick chutney, and I make it enough which will last me for a week. I keep it in the fridge. The first thing in the morning I do, I don't want to start the mixer and the grinder in the morning when everybody is sleeping at 5:30. I mix it. I take that chutney, mix it with that chaat masala, add some hot water to it, and I make it. And that is how I do it. So before I go further, anybody has questions about how to make this green smoothie?
Yes, I have a question, Anandji. So you're making it for a week. How much is the volume usually for you before you add water, like when you refrigerate?
So, yeah, I generally take one packet of kale from Walmart. You get it for $3 or so. Take one packet of kale. Sometimes I might add 3-4 celery stalks, one big kakadi. That brings me a big dabba like this. Okay. I fill generally half a glass of that chutney and half a glass of water. Half and half. So it should be very thick.
So you make like 3 cups of the chutney for a week?
I think it is a big dabba.
Okay.
Big, you get yogurt jar. One yogurt jar should last you a week. In a big yogurt jar. Okay, approximately. Yes, Neha, what question do you have?
Hi, my name is Sujal. I'm actually also diabetic.
Okay.
So I have a question. So making these green smoothies, if we want to take the fresh vegetables and freeze them, is that okay? Like I typically, if I make smoothie, I normally do spinach, banana, apple, and kale.
Okay.
But so I freeze all of them and then add like a little bit of milk. I actually use milk.
You want to avoid any sweet thing if possible. Okay. Banana is a no-no if you have diabetes, because banana is high in sugar. You can use apple. Try to not even use kakadi.
Okay.
You can make it fresh. If you have to make it fresh every day, there is nothing like it. I make it for a week because I don't have time.
Got it.
You are welcome to make it, or you can freeze it. I have frozen it. You can freeze it and make it into ice cubes, ice tray, and use it. When I have been on vacation, I have frozen it and taken it with me, and then pour it and use it.
No, but so what I'm actually, the vegetables, they actually like, so I would freeze the spinach and the kale, and is that okay? And then make the smoothie from it.
Yeah, you can use any of the greens: spinach, kale, lettuce, any greens.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Neha
you.
has a question. Welcome, Neha.
Yeah, like same. My husband wanted to ask. So.
Oh, that was your husband. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Before I go further, so green smoothie, you should have 2 or 3 cups a day. When you initially start, at least for 1 month, have at least 2 cups. One you can have in fasting before your chai. Second one, you might have it for breakfast, or you can have it mid-morning whenever you want to have it, and preferably a third one before 5 p.m. If you can't do 3, you do 2. Okay. If you can't do 2, you do 1. At least do 1, and you'll get it. I used to do 2 or 3 in first month. Nowadays, I just do 1. So that's about the green smoothie. Now, there is something called as insulin growth factors, which cause your diabetes, and in turn, which cause your obesity or fat. These are most difficult. The first thing you have to do is no meat and no eggs. So vegetarians are blessed; they don't have to worry. But for us, particularly for me, I was a very devoted meat eater. It was very difficult for 2 months or 3 months not to eat meat. I have started now eating meat, but I eat meat very little. So eggs, I was really addicted. I would eat eggs 3 times a week or 4 times a week. Now I'm not eating eggs at all. Probably I eat once a month. So no milk and eggs, no dairy. This is the most difficult. No milk. You can instead use almond milk, coconut milk, very easily available at all grocery stores in the US. Chai has to be without milk, or you can have black tea. I switched to black tea from day one, but if you don't like black, you can use almond this one. You can't have milk, yogurt, curds, butter, or ghee. No dairy products at all. No paneer. I should have added paneer here. No paneer. No milk tea. And no sweeteners. So no sugar. You can use monk's fruit sweetener or we use stevia. So those are the things you're not allowed. So any questions what you're not allowed before I go to things which you should eat?
Anandji, sorry, this is Sujal again. Quick question. So, like we're vegetarian, right? And but so you're saying even no paneer or yogurt or anything? Then where would the protein source come from?
Proteins will come from the dal.
But dal is also high in carbs, though.
It is, but the dairy will create problems for your insulin, and that is what.
And the other question you the other question that I have, the other question that I have is I drink like black coffee. Is that okay?
Black coffee is okay.
Okay.
Yeah, black coffee is okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to go to what you can eat. Okay, no fruits and no fruit juices, nothing which is sweet. At least for a month you have no fruits. Then you can slowly and gradually start watching yourself and introduce less sweet fruits like oranges or something, but at least 1 month or 2 months, try to stay away from fruits. Anything sweet, you have to stay away from first 2 months. What should you should start eating more nuts. You can soak nuts, as you see in this picture, walnuts and almonds. I soak them for myself every day, and you can eat them either for breakfast. I tend to eat them at dinner time, but FFP suggests that you eat them as a snack, in the evening or something. Soaked walnuts and almonds, these are good for your brain. Seeds, you need to include sunflower, pumpkin, chia. Whatever you're eating, just take a handful of seeds on top. For example, if you're eating dal, a handful, give you some crunch, and it will increase your, whatever seeds, vitamins they give you. Veggies. Try to eat veggies as little cooked as possible. See, most of our Indian cooking techniques, we tend to overcook. We will cook in the veggies in the pressure cooker. We first fry them, then cook them with masala until all the vitamins and minerals are drained out of them. Try to eat veggies as the Chinese toss it, very little cooking. Okay, or eat them raw if you can. Try to use coconut oil instead of ghee and regular oil. Okay, coconut oil is better. Ghee is actually the second one, though we avoided, but coconut oil is the best. Try to eat these vegetables: karela, bhindi, tomatoes, and methi. Methi both in fresh form, or you can get frozen methi. In winter, we get. Can you please go on mute? Okay, what can you eat for breakfast?
Anandji, one question I have. On the nuts and seeds, the walnuts, I had heard they are acidic. Can you share more about that?
I wouldn't exactly know. I do not have that exact detail because I'm not a nutritionist. So you might want to consider asking a nutritionist. Okay, here is something. The other thing is, you eat something and experiment with your body and see if it is not. So suppose you start eating walnuts and say you suddenly find changes in your body, then you stop it.
Okay. And then another question is soaking. Why is it important? Is there any relevance?
It activates the minerals, I'm told.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it activates the minerals. That's why you soak them. But if you don't find time, just eat them without soaking. I eat both. I eat soaked ones, and the days I forget to soak, I just eat it as it is. Any other questions on what to eat? Okay, so what should you eat for breakfast? Your breakfast should be divided into 3 parts. One part has to be raw salads, and you can eat anything which you like. It could be mooli, gajar, kakadi, celery, whatever you like. Sprouts, 25% sprouts, moong, matki, or any dal which could be sprouted and cooked in whatever regular recipe you have at home, okay, with least amount of oil. And some kind of cooked dal item. This means you can make a dhokla or a chilla or an uttappa only with dal. Don't use rice. Okay? Or if you want to use rice, use brown rice, but preferably make it with only dal. Okay, I tend to soak any dal at night, then grind it in the morning, mix the masalas into it, and sort of make it into a rough dosa. So that would be a breakfast. For lunch, so here are breakfast choices. Besan chilla, moong dal idli, moong dal dosa, thali peet, appe, and dhokla. Some of them you can buy it ready-made. For example, dhokla for sure. Others, learn how to cook them. If anybody needs help with recipes, I will surely provide those. Let's talk about lunch. Lunch and dinner has to be divided into 4 parts. One part is your regular dal, 1 katori of dal, 1 katori of cooked vegetables, 1 katori of raw salads, and 1 katori of grains. Now here the grains cannot be wheat and it cannot be white rice. You can have bajri, jawar, these grains. Okay. There are certain varieties of grains which you can have, wheat which you can have. The question would be, why are we suggesting these? Because first of all, these have low glycemic index. But besides that, what happened was when British came to India, we had our native grains, which were fine. Which we, in India, we ate grains, rotis for years. When British came to India, they said these native wheat doesn't produce good wheat. So let us tweak the DNA and produce varieties of wheat which will produce better bread which could be sliced. In process, we got all these breads which have different types of glutens, and we have gluten related problems. So we have to go to the ancient wheat which was which does not have these all permutations and combinations which modern science has brought. There are 2 wheats which I know of, which FFT prescribes. It's Elmer wheat and Khapli wheat. I personally have never used them, but if anybody is interested, I could get you the resources where it is available. I'm not sure if they're available in our local grocery stores, but you can eat this. The important point is you have to eat 1 part of each. You can eat 1 roti, 1 katori dal, 1 katori vegetables, and 1 katori salad. If you feel hungry again, you have to eat 1 katori of each. You cannot skip 1 item from this. So here are your lunch and dinner options. Khapli wheat fulka or roti, jawar bhakri. You can eat brown rice or you can eat bajra bhakri. Sabji, you can eat any sabji you want. Salad, you can make your salad more palatable for those who don't like salads by making a tadka and putting on top of the salads. We have koshambir from Maharashtra. We have carrot koshambir, beetroot koshambir, cabbage koshambir. You make a tadka of jeera or rai, add a little bit of coconut to it, and your salads will become more palatable. But I'm going to tell you some other things in a few minutes. Now, with that, any questions about the 2 slides which are covered about what to eat? Any questions about that?
I have a question. So, you said if you're hungry again, you can go for another cup of all the four things. So
Yes.
we are not doing portion control. Are we doing mainly the proportion of foods to each other?
Yeah. We are not really doing portion control. You eat one katori of each first, and then if you feel hungry, go and get a second katori of each of them again.
Okay, thank you.
Don't overeat, just don't overeat, but you can go for second rounds. Any other questions? Okay. So I'll be giving you all these slides. I'll be sharing it, on our WhatsApp group later. So these are some of the anti-diabetic foods which you want to eat. I already talked about nuts, about seeds. We need to have seeds every day, and then instead of sugar, you need to have stevia. Stevia or monk fruit sweetener. You get monk fruit sweetener at Walmart. What I use, nuts. I told you I eat every day, and seeds. Exercises. Let's get to exercises. There is something which FFT prescribes, which is called World's Best Warm-Up. I will share this video with you all, which is on YouTube later on. Okay. There's Super Brain Yoga. Very simply, hold your ears and you do sit-ups. Dand Baitak, which we all, our teachers made us do in our schools, maybe 10 or 20 times. If you have a bad back, you can sit and get up on chair. I used to have bad back. I couldn't sit down. So I always did exercise sitting on a chair. You can do chair Surya Namaskar, 6 or 12. Okay, you can start slowly. You might even do 2 every day, and then slowly and gradually you should be able to do more. If you can't do these 3, I would say just do stair climbing. 2 hours after every meal, you go up 5 times, go up and 5 times come down your stairs at your home. That is good enough, nothing else. Then there is nitrogen oxide dump, which is just basically raising your arms up and down. Again, this needs to be done 2 hours after your meal. So these walking up and down the stairs and nitric oxide dump, these need to be done 2 hours after every meal. If you don't do anything else, don't worry about it. Exercise is not actually going to make you lose weight. It is only the food. If you do over-exercise, you'll feel over-hungry, and then you will restart the cycle. So over-exercise is also bad. Okay. You can go for a little bit of walking and jogging, but don't go for 1 hour walks, because you'll just simply waste time and you'll not lose much of weight. So we also want to conserve your time. Okay. I have not done any walking since I started this program. So those are the exercises I talked about, doing the stairs 5 times up and down. Okay. And as you think you get more stamina, you can increase this more. But it has to be done 2 hours after every meal. Okay. Now, if you miss, yes.
I don't have stairs in my home. Texas homes don't tend to have, I guess. I don't know. So how do any other options?
Yeah, so you can take a little plastic box or, anything which little wooden box, climb on it and climb down. Stationary. For example,
Okay,
if I'm going to stand for you. Let's see, I don't know if you can see. For example, I have this little chair, right? This is a kiddie chair. Think about the kiddie chair if I was to climb on it and climb down. This is like climbing on the stair if you don't have a stair.
Okay, how many times at one session?
Say 50 to 75 steps.
Okay, thank you.
50 steps, or just step outside your house. If you're living in an apartment, use the apartment stairs, somewhere.
No, yeah, in the house, it's a flat house. Yeah, but we have something I can climb up. Yeah.
The step ladder, which has 3 steps, go up 3 steps, come down 3 steps.
Sure.
Okay, something like that. You have to be inventive what you have, with whatever you have. Okay. Super Brain Yoga I talked about. You hold your ears, sit up and sit down. Now, you just do this. If you have bad back like I had, just simply sit on the chair. Don't worry about sitting down. But if you can, sit all the way down. 10 or 20 times every day. Chair Surya Namaskar. or if you can do the regular Surya Namaskar, that's fine. You can look for a YouTube video on how to do Surya Namaskar. Okay. I will also be posting all the exercise links and everything every single day. I'll be leading you all through. I'll be posting videos about all this. Right now, I'm just doing high level synopsis. Any questions before I go further? So don't worry about exercises. Even if you start with 10 or 15 minutes every day, that is good enough. Okay. And slowly and gradually, your body will get used to it and you will be able to increase it slowly and gradually. I probably started with only warm-ups when I first started doing in December. I had already learned yoga while I was in India, so I started doing those. But slowly and gradually, I went on increasing. I'll tell you what is my personal routine right now. Okay, this is just to share how I have evolved over. So I used to get up, as I said earlier, at 6:30 or 7. Nowadays, I get up at 5:30, which will give me time to do my exercises. So it went in increments. First, I started getting at 6. Then I said 5:30. I do a 15 minutes of meditation every morning. I think this is very important because it makes you mentally strong. I'll be also sharing the meditation technique with you all. One of these days, next week, probably we'll have a session where we'll do meditation together. Anybody wants to join. And I'll also share the audio of meditation with you. So I do a 15-minute meditation. Then I do my yoga and warm-ups and back. I have this back pain physiotherapy exercises. Normally, I do it for 45 minutes to an hour. You don't have to do it for an hour initially if you don't have the time. 15-20 minutes is good enough. I normally go and drop my kids. I have 11-year-old twins. I drop them to school. Then I come and have my tea. So if you see, I have my green smoothie at around 6 a.m. You at least have to give half an hour before you have your tea. You have a half an hour gap. I normally have a 1 hour gap. Okay, 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Because you want the green smoothie to make your body alkaline and you need to give it time. No need to eat or anything. So I'm a black tea with no milk and monk sweeteners. But if you want, you can add coconut milk. You can have coffee, okay, with coconut milk or almond milk, but don't use regular milk and sweeteners. At 8 a.m., I tend to start my office work while I'm having my tea actually. At 9, I will have breakfast if I'm hungry. But so many times I have a second green smoothie with nuts. I don't have breakfast. But if you want, you can have breakfast. I tend to have sprouts, moong or something, or I will cut some vegetables, raw vegetables, and I will microwave them. For example, I will cut some zucchini, or I'll just chop some cabbage, microwave it for 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll just eat it. Okay, and I'll talk about this a little more in a few minutes. At 11 a.m., I do stairs climbing up and down. I did it more religiously for first 3 months. Nowadays, I sometimes don't do stair climbing if I'm busy with my office work. What I do is, I actually, when I'm attending office meetings and when I don't get time in the morning, so many times I'm also running, I do my chair namaskar, Surya Namaskar while I'm attending office meetings. You know, I work from my home. I'm listening to a meeting. I don't really need to turn my camera on, you know. I can do that. I'm also sometimes lifting weights while I'm attending office meetings. So you have to see what is possible in your kind of work. Okay. I think it is a blessing for me that I work from home, because if I was going to office and I would never be able to do the kind of exercises which I do right now. So my one advice would be for those of you whose jobs permit you to work from home, please take that option. Finally, if you are at home, some people say, you know, you tend to eat more. That could happen. But in my case, I actually get time to go up and catch up on cooking. You know, if my wife is busy, she has not got time to cook, I would go and cook something. And I don't cook elaborate meals. I will just take a packet of frozen cauliflower, mix it with oil and masalas, and put it in the air fryer. You know, I'll set the timer to about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. From frozen directly to cooked. In 15 minutes, the cauliflower is crisp and that's ready to eat. So that was my morning schedule. Evening, I tend to have my lunch between 2 and 3 p.m. And I'll talk about what do I eat for lunch in a few minutes. I tend to have a little quiet time, 3:30 to 5. Generally, actually, I many times finish my office work by 3:30 or 4, and sometimes I even get time to have a nap. I personally feel that gives me a little calmness that I'm done now. All the stress which work brings you. So I sort of chill so I call it quiet time. At 5 p.m., I'll have my black tea, again with nuts if I'm hungry. Even better than nuts is khakra. The Gujarati khakras are easily available. Those are better because they don't have any oil. I generally, as I told you, I teach music and Hindi, so I teach every single day 6 to 8 p.m. So generally, that is my second job I'm doing. 8 p.m. is my dinner. Now, dinner at 8 p.m. is a bit late. If you can eat your dinner early, between 6 or 7, that is good. In my case, I can't because I'm teaching. So I eat 8 p.m. Dinner, I only tend to eat sabzi or dal. I don't really eat rotis, but you all are welcome to eat one roti or brown rice, as I said. I also tend to often skip dal and sabzi and eat only make instant rasam, and I drink rasam. I'll share the recipe with you in a minute. I will sometimes eat raw salad, kakdi, mooli, whatever. I just sip the soup and have salad with it. 8:30, I tend to do some reading with my 11-year-old kids. 9 to 9:30, I generally do 30 minutes of stationary biking while listening to some kind of fitness on a YouTube video. I watched many other doctors and people, and they give you tips. So instead of watching fiction or TV serials, I tend to use that time more productively. 9:30, I will do some kind of weights. I'm currently doing 10 pounds of weights with my arms because the upper body also has to get charged. When you do running, biking, jogging, the exercise is only for your legs. You need to exercise your arms also. So some kind of weightlifting or something, you get those stress ropes. I don't remember what they are called. You can pull them, with your arms, so that will give you an arm exercise. You can do something like that. And generally at 10 p.m. I go to sleep. Now this is what I do. Before I go to sleep, I generally will put dal in the slow cooker. I'll take 1 katori of dal, put some water, cover it, and I'll go to sleep. Next day morning, get up, it is already boiled, and make a quick tadka. No elaborate onion or tomatoes into it, only jeera or only garlic, and put into dal, is ready for lunch. Okay, so that is my routine. I see Mr. Doshi has a question, so go ahead.
So yes. I was reading recently that that glucose. If you have muscle mass, you can burn more glucose. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. That's perfectly right. And that's to muscle mass, you have to lift weights.
You have to lift the weights, right, to do that. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that is some correct information I have. So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Other questions? Welcome. Any other questions on our routine or anything else?
Yes, Anandji, I have one question. In the foods you mentioned not to have wheat. Do you have any opinion on ragi, natsuri?
You can have ragi.
It's allowed. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Ragi, jowar, bajra, all those are allowed. Okay. I will be also posting more details every day about what grains you can have. I will send you all a list on the WhatsApp group a little later. Right now I'm going a little more high level. Any other questions from anybody? Okay. So we'll continue. That was my favorite foods, what I eat most times. I take a packet of frozen spinach, microwave it for 5 minutes, add garlic salt, add a little bit of olive oil and sunflower seeds. Okay. This is something which I have for breakfast many, many times. So those of you who are in the recipe group would have seen me post pictures of this multiple times. So at least once or twice a week I have this. I do the same thing with mixed frozen vegetables, peas and carrots, frozen cauliflower. I will take them out of the fridge. I don't have too much time. Take them out of the fridge just before breakfast. wash it twice with hot water from the tap, microwave it for 3 minutes, again top it with olive oil, garlic. You can add 2 teaspoons of canned tomato sauce, or if you have a leftover gravy from night, you can add that just to give you a little bit. And again, I'll have it for breakfast. Here is what you need to get away from. We are quite used to having bread, parathas, grain-based breakfast. You have to get to more veggie and dal-based breakfast. Okay, you can certainly have a dal-based chilla, only dosa made up of moong or moong dal or any dal. But if you want to even avoid that carbs which comes with the dal, just have veggies. You have to get used to eating more veggies. The other thing which I said is I shred cabbage or thinly sliced zucchini, microwave it for 3 minutes, and add a coconut masala to that. What is a coconut masala? Get frozen coconut which has been already shredded from Indian store. Make a tadka of jeera or rai, curry leaves, little bit of hing. To that cabbage or zucchini, add 2-3 spoonfuls of coconut masala, lime juice, cilantro leaves. So I make this coconut masala and keep it in the fridge. That gives you a bit of crunch. Okay, coconut is also good. You can also add a bit of peanuts to it. And it becomes a very, very nice thing to eat as a breakfast or lunch, if you like it. I would rather say you have to start you have to start changing your taste. And you can take any vegetable. I've just put cabbage and zucchini here. You can basically take any vegetable and use it. The other thing is I make instant rasam. Here I take rasam powder, 2 tablespoons of canned tomato paste. Oh, sorry, it should be tomato sauce, not paste. Paste is too thick. 1 teaspoon of bottled lemon juice, salt, and hot water. Okay, again, it is ready in 5 minutes, and I have it for dinner many times. Chopped raw salad, as I told you all, anything, mix anything, carrot, kakri, whatever you like. Top it with hot dal, chole, rajma, or any leftover gravy you have, whatever you're cooking at home, whatever traditional recipe you have. Use the liquid, the gravy or the dal as a dressing. Don't use bottled dressings, because bottled dressings will have all kinds of chemicals, sugars in it. Half a bowl of raw salad, half a bowl of dal. It will fill you up. You wouldn't need any roti or chapatis after that. And then we also talked about chillas. I tend to soak moong dal particularly overnight. Then I add frozen methi to it, but you can add chopped tomato, onion, coriander leaves, make a batter and make chillas out of it. If you don't any of this, you can make a crisper dosa also. So any questions about these quick foods which I eat? Okay. So here is an example of what I ate this morning. Anybody can guess what is this?
Avocado with moot.
Yeah, but you see, avocado has a masala, so it was spiced avocado. Okay, It was tossed in spice. My wife did it for me this morning, and then moong cooked traditionally. So that was my lunch actually. I ate it, and then I was still hungry. So what did I do?
Smoothie.
Let's see. No, I'll show you. Give me a minute. But I did not. Give me a second, okay? So give me a minute, okay? I'm going to show it to you here. I made a little video of my second lunch. So here is an example of a meal I'm putting together for myself with lunch. There is leftover dal palak from last night. I chopped up some red radishes and I stopped these and then I put some lemon juice and salt. And if for those of you who want a little more spicy, you can put a little bit of red chili powder and your meal is ready. So coming back. So for those of you know, dal palak is the Sindhi recipe of sai bhaji. Some of you all on this blog might be. So that's what I'll do. I'll just whatever is left over from last night and mix it with some veggies. But you can go for a second round if you're hungry. No big deal about it. The question is, how can you do that? How can you give up rotis? How can you give up eating meat and all that? First step is learn to cook. Don't depend upon your wives and spouses. Okay? I know it seems that I'm talking about men, but I know a lot of women also might not know how to cook. Today's time when they are running. So if you learn to cook, then you can make simple things for yourself. If you buy food, that is a problem. Also try to teach your kids. I have my 11-year-olds who can fix a meal for themselves. My 19-year-old can actually make all the full meals. But I would say buy a slow cooker. I told you all I put dal in slow cooker every night before I sleep. Okay, and it's ready in the morning, so you don't have to worry. Instapot is another thing, or to cook rajma and chole without soaking. It's ready within 20 to 30 minutes. No need to soak any dal or this. I see a lot of people asking that. If you put in Instapot, it gets cooked within 20 minutes without soaking. Fast recipes, I'll give you all some tips. Do not eat for taste, eat for health. Whenever I tell people I eat this, they'll say, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. You have to get away from it. You have to develop new tastes for yourself. So if you learn to do all the things which you did in past, you'll keep on getting the results which you did. Okay? If you want to change, you have to do something different. Chop raw salad, top it with dal, rajma, veggie gravy instead of bottle dressing. Top it with seeds, sunflower, pumpkin, chia, till seeds. Any of these, make a bowl, eat that. See if you can work from home. Try to multitask. Find time to do exercise while you are attending office meetings or doing something else. Okay, ladies, if you are cooking, put a stepper there, and if you are watching a handi on the gas, you can step up and down. You can lift your arms. If you're making chai, you can lift your arms, go up and down while you're making chai. You can do something like that. A little more activity will always help. I would say watch less of TV. Save that time to do exercises. Instead of watching TV serials, Sasbahu serials, please watch content which will make you more knowledgeable. WhatsApp comedy posts. Nothing against the comedy Mumbaikar group, but please spend less time on that. As I told you, I do Surya Namaskars while attending office meetings, and I passively listen to the meetings. See if you can enroll your family into the same meals, that helps because then one thing gets cooked, Okay, any questions about any of these suggestions?
I have a question.
Okay.
For protein, what do you suggest?
Dals, any kind of dals.
Any kind, but dal has a lot of carb, Anand.
Yes, it has. But if you are going to cut rotis, you're going to do less of the carb in dal.
But like a pure protein, if we are a vegetarian, do you suggest paneer and tofu?
No, I don't suggest dairy products. I talked about it earlier.
Okay.
You can't have any dairy products. Dairy will causes your insulin fluctuations.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get any milk, curds, yogurt. Now there are recipes for nut-based yogurt if you want to use them, but I think you get enough proteins if you have some amount of dal, and that carbs is perfectly okay.
Soy will be okay? Soy?
Yeah.
Like a
soy in moderation. Soy is okay in moderation. Like once a week is okay.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I've heard soy causes and tofu causes hormone issues. So we have to be careful with tofu and soy, correct?
Yes, yes. Again, I'm not a real nutritionist. I'm telling you the things which I heard on the FFC program. So I cannot comment on specific items. I'm just, to say what is the content of each. But I know soy is okay once a week, not every day. Okay, so those of you who want to really get into this, and so I have some action items for you. First of all, you all have to set up a weight loss goal for yourself. Okay? You can tell us about that weight loss goal, or you can keep it private. If you tell it to us, I would like you all to put it on a Google sheet. I'm going to show you that Google sheet in a minute. Give me a minute.
Anand bhai, there are a couple of questions in chat.
Go ahead. In the chat, let me look. Give me see. Why don't I answer those questions first before I go ahead? Good. So, okay. We are not seeing a WhatsApp and I already said, will you share a millet recipe? Yes, I will share millet recipes. Millets, jawar, bajra, or any of these, you can also make a khichdi out of that. So instead of using, rice and dal, you can use jawar and dal and make a khichdi. Or bajra and dal and make a khichdi.
Zoom chat has 2 questions. I don't know if you're able, because you are the host. I don't know if you can see the Zoom ka chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at Zoom chat. Here it is. Then Sujata asked me about oats for breakfast. No, oats are not allowed. Oats are not considered right. So if you do want to eat oats, I would say 2nd or 3rd month, and also steel cut oats. But avoid initially. Rather use dal-based or vegetables. Any suggestion for boosting iron levels in the morning? No, I cannot suggest you the iron levels. You'll have to talk to your nutritionist because I'm not one. Anecdotally, I know that people say greens have more iron. So probably you want to try that, but you want to talk to your doctor. I already talked about the smoothie. You can have that. Snacks, you can use roasted makhanas. You can use khakra, or you can eat nuts. Where do you get calcium from? I really don't have an answer for that. Again, I will have to check back and get to you. If you really have a calcium deficiency, you will have to consider talking to your nutritionist if you have one. Or you can consider to your doctor. In the beginning of the session, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm just telling you things which I've learned from my own experimentation. So I can't answer that question. Sorry.
Anand, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Sangeeta. Khakra. You've mentioned khakra 3 times. What kind of khakra?
Yes. You can eat anything which is available, but methi khakras are better than others because it will also give you methi.
But
Khakra is wheat, ne?
It is wheat, Anand. Khakra.
All of them are wheat?
Absolutely. In fact, I'm Guju and I know they put a lot of oil to make that crispy.
That, if that is the case, I would say avoid khakra and go for nuts. I have never personally eaten khakra.
I don't eat khakra because that's a lot of oil in that.
Yeah.
Oh
so
man,
I would say,
lost it. Lost my opportunity.
Yep.
So we would go with Kanan's opinion. Kanan knows about this.
Yeah, khakra is wheat and lot of oil because they have to make it crispy. So instead, I would eat more of like jawar roti or something. That is better option.
Yeah. Sangeeta, you can also fall back on the Sindhi stuff and eat papads which are roasted, because that's all dal.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Papads are all dal, we know for sure,
Yes.
So, and then you can also make them in microwave. They come out very good if you don't want to roast them on the live flame.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Anand, lot of people are waiting online to get in.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm getting messages here, start or join a meeting, something like this. Is people waiting there?
Let's see. I'm going to stop share for a minute and see if I need to admit anybody. I'm only seeing 24 participants.
I didn't have, there was no waiting room. I was able to get in without any problem.
I was able to get in either. I don't know why.
It might be that
people
who are
on
not
the
registered.
recipe group, many people in the recipe group are trying to get in and they're not able to.
Maybe they don't have a Zoom account. That's why. If they don't have Zoom account, you have to send them a link. Without Zoom, they can enter.
Yeah. I don't know how to reach.
नहीं, there is
Right
a
now.
link. There is a link. वो link पे ही मैंने click करके I entered. So I don't know why people are having problems.
I actually told everyone to go to the Mumbai community group. The link is there. I told everybody to click on that. But
Maybe they don't have Zoom on the phone. That is a possibility. The Zoom should also be on the phone. Some people have Zoom only on laptop.
they can do WhatsApp on the laptop and click the link. Maybe Kanan, if you can let them know that you can do WhatsApp on your computer and do it that way.
So I'm going to post message in the group and tell them that they need to have a Zoom account if they are going to do that. Though we are about to close here, but if anybody wants to still join, I'll put that message in a minute. So let me do that.
Even if they don't open the account, they need the Zoom app on the phone.
They can log in by using the Gmail account also.
Anyways, you're recording it, right, Anand? So then we
Yeah,
can
so
share it later as well.
I will post it on YouTube tomorrow. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so action items. So I was telling you all that we will have a Google Sheet to for those who want to sign up. So let me show you the Google Sheet. So we have this Google Sheet up there, and I'll be posting a link to it. If you feel comfortable, put your name, put your weight loss target, put your inches target. You don't have to put both. Then after 21 days, tell us what you exactly lost and how many inches you really lost, if there was any changes in your mood and energy, and anything else you want to tell us. So feel free to put that. I'm going to put my name here right now. Anita was, okay, let me give credit to Anita. Anita was the one who gave me this idea to do this 21-day challenge. So without Anita, this would have not been possible. So she was the one who really worked with me to create this sheet. So I am targeting that I will lose 10 pounds. Inches, I will say no, I'm not going to worry about it. So feel free to put this, put in your Google Sheet. Now, if you put it and after 7 days, you are the biggest loser, you will get your bragging rights, if nothing else.
Anandji, quick question. I think Varshaji had put a very good question in the chat where it says, without dairy, where would you get the calcium? I think, could you be able to address that?
No, I don't have an answer for that. Let me check on that and get back to you.
Okay.
I'm also not a doctor, but I had looked into that, and a lot of the dal, there's a moong dal and has calcium. Black-eyed peas has calcium. Spinach is a superfood. It has, you wouldn't believe, spinach and broccoli. Broccoli has a lot of protein. And spinach also has a good amount of protein and calcium, and spinach is also good for iron. Like I said, I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, but all these, you get all this information online, and you should also consult your doctor. You should consult your doctor before beginning any of this routines,
Yeah, I'll find out if I can find out more about calcium and let you all know. I'll post it on our WhatsApp group.
Anand, you said to put everything in a Google sheet.
Yeah, I
Is it-
said if you want, not mandatory. If you want to put your target there, okay, and then after 21 days, if you want to tell us how much you actually lost, and we will track who are the winners of this challenge.
So, kahan pe hai?
But-
Where is that Google sheet?
I will post the link after this.
Okay, okay. I think I missed that part. All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so that is your first item. I guess I'll share the Google Sheet link. Now, what I will also expect everybody to do is post pictures of what they're eating every single day. Okay, and since we do not want everybody to spam everybody else who is not part of this weight loss challenge, we have a temporary WhatsApp group for this. I'll be sending out the link for this WhatsApp group in all our groups. So anybody who wants to formally sign up for this, you will need to join this new group, which is called the Desi Tandursti WhatsApp group. I'll again post a link to this group a bit later. Only in this group, posting videos, directions, daily instructions, and a whole lot of other things every single day. I will not be putting these in the recipe group because I don't want to spam everybody else who is not following the challenge. Besides, we also have, yeah, let me finish and then maybe I'll take a question. Besides, we also have people from the workers group and general groups who are also going to be there. I also have some other friends who are on this call and my neighbors. So that's why we are going to use this special group. Yes, Megha, what question do you have?
Okay, Anand bhai, I would like to be part of this challenge, but is it okay if I don't follow the regimen exactly the way you said? Because I mean, I do eat rice, and if you say it's not okay, then that's okay. I understand, but I just wanted to. I would like to be part of the challenge, but I have some restrictions, like my Ayurveda doctor has said I shouldn't be drinking smoothies for my particular body type, so I cannot do smoothies, and so certain things like that. So. So would that be okay, or do you strictly want people to follow the?
No, you are free to take whatever you want from these advice, and you are free to not do what parts which you don't like. Okay. What I'm only sharing is these are the results which I got. Now, I do understand that everybody's body type is different. Everybody's constitution is different. So even if you follow everything, you might not really get the results which I got. Okay. So I would go one step further. I would say, please go and consult your doctors and your medical advisors, nutritionists, doctors, and say, this is the advice which I've got. Should I follow it? Okay. And if they approve it, please follow it. If they don't approve it, don't follow it. But there is something else. A lot of us know that, for years, we were all told that we cannot eat fat. And then came the keto diet and we said, you can eat more fat. And for so many years, everybody told us we are okay with eating carbs. Now we are told we shouldn't eat carbs. So even a lot of medical professionals do not know exactly what they tell you. So I would say, try it. If you think your doctor tells you that the smoothie is going to harm you, try it for a day or two at least. If you feel it is harming you, stop it. But don't even, at least try it. That is what I'll say. Again, I don't require anybody to sign up on the sheet, nor do I require anybody to report to me if you're following the diet or not. So it is all up to you. Okay. So you're free to not follow. Okay. You're free to take whatever advice you want, and you're free not to reject the rest of it. I don't care. Okay, Megha?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, no, this is the Ayurveda advice that I was given. So I try to follow that. But yeah, I understand what you said. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I have a thing. There's an app, I don't know if you know about, it's called MyFitnessPal.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also set up a community there. So that way it's not so much on WhatsApp, and people can have post their food pictures there. If you want to look into that.
Sure. If you want to send me the link, the name, just text it to me on WhatsApp and I'll look into it.
Okay, I'll do that.
That's a great tool. That's a tool to use really for you to, how do I say this? Track your foods.
Yeah. When I was really into weightlifting and many years ago, I used that, and it was a very helpful tool to look at your micronutrients and your calorie intake and all that. So I mean, I used to use it very religiously, and I know the power of that app. It's a very good app.
Okay, I'll look into it. Any other questions?
Data model is nothing but what type of tables, mandatory tables that you are using for sales process. Okay. So without campaign lead, I cannot use account contact and opportunity.
I'm sorry, I did not understand your question, sir.
I hope it's clear. Any questions?
I think they are
So
talking.
whoever not received the emails, please share your email ID in the chat to send the recordings. Please share your email IDs to send a recording. So I'm done for today.
Somebody is not on mute. Put yourself on mute if you are. Okay, I do not know.
Any questions?
Okay, anybody has? Everybody,
Yes.
please mute yourself. Not
So,
asking you questions.
yes.
Okay, so let me move forward. Now, what else we are going to do? On Saturday this week, I will be giving out free samples of the green smoothies. I think that will be a stumbling block for many of you. I will be giving it in the Custer Meadows Park in Allen, which is near my home. I'll be putting the address of the park on Friday evening. This will be at 10 a.m. in the Custer Meadows Park. Anybody wants to bring in some healthy breakfast and share it to everybody, we can do that. So this will be a in-person meet. We'll also have a little bit of walk. Again, this is not required. Anybody is free, please join me. I will be doing a catch-up session sometime next week, middle of next week or maybe next weekend, where we will share our experiences and I will answer any questions which you all might have at that point. I expect everybody to post daily pictures of green smoothies and foods you're having in the WhatsApp group. This will motivate others to eat more healthy. I'll be posting what I eat so you all can see what I'm doing. I will also be posting some motivational videos every day. Mostly in the evenings, I will post the videos so you can see, in the evening quiet time you have after dinner or something, beginning Saturday. And what I want you all to do is watch those videos and then tell us what insights you got from those videos. So these are the action items. Any questions about the action items or anything else?
Anandji, quick question. You say, okay, drink like non-dairy milk, like almond milk, coconut milk. But if you actually look at the ingredients on those, there's a lot of other additives and unhealthy items. The milk is just milk, right? So, like, if you actually look at the ingredients on, because I used to drink non-dairy milk, but then I started looking at the ingredients like gum and all these other additives, which are probably even worse than just regular milk. So
okay,
then
what I would say is this. I would speak about I can only speak about from my personal experience. As I said, I have not ever drank coconut milk, non-dairy milk, or almond milk. I personally have not, because I switched from regular milk to black tea. So I would say just simply stop milk if you can. I'm not saying that you have to have coconut milk and almond milk. If you can go on black tea or black coffee, that is good. But if you cannot, then use coconut and almond milk.
I would say from
Right.
my personal experience, if you stop milk, then please start taking vitamin D supplements because milk in America, they add the vitamin D, which is very important. And if you stop milk, then please, I mean, talk with your doctor because otherwise you will become vitamin D deficient.
I think that's
And
a
that's
good
from
idea.
my personal experience. So yeah, it's up to you guys though.
Yeah, I think vitamin D is what even my doctor, my US doctor told me was that most desis are deficient in vitamin D anyway. So taking a vitamin D3 supplement anyway is a good idea. So I second that.
Hey Anand, what do you think of intermittent fasting? Is that beneficial?
You can do intermittent fasting, but you have to prepare your body to do that. So initially for a month or two, first you get on a low carb, low fat diet, make your body alkaline by drinking the green juice. By second or third month, you will stop feeling less hungry. When you stop feeling less hungry, instead of having solid food for dinner, you can go like I did. I currently do intermittent fasting, which is that for dinner, I would just have soup, instant rasam or soup, or you can have a juice, carrot juice or carrot and tomato juice, or a juice made up of kakadi, lauki. You can do these. Okay. You can also do something which is called shahi pani, which is sabza seeds, water, black salt mixed together. But don't try these in the first month because you won't be able to sustain it. First, you make your body ready. By first month or two, slowly and gradually, when you start feeling less hungry, then you can go to those. So
Okay.
for those to know more about intermittent fasting, what happens is the more you eat, more your body has to work. So the less you eat, the less your body has to work and the less stressed your internal organs are. So generally the people who suggest intermittent fasting say that you should eat within an 8-hour window or a 10-hour window. 6 hours is even better, which means that say you have breakfast at 9 in the morning, within 8 hours you have your dinner. So say 6, if you have breakfast at 9, you have your dinner at 6. Don't just, as slowly and gradually as the body gets prepared, you want to skip breakfast, eat lunch directly, say at 12 o'clock and eat dinner at 6 o'clock. So if you do within 6-hour window, you will lose more weight. But don't attempt it in the first or second month because you won't be able to sustain it and you'll feel hungry. And then when you feel hungry, you will raid your pantry and eat all sugary snacks or all fried foods we have, chips and save and gatia and all that.
Okay.
I would say for this 21-day challenge, don't try intermittent fasting unless you already have been doing it. Okay?
Okay.
Unless you have experience with it earlier. Okay. Any other questions? I think I'm done for now. If anybody has questions, I'll stay back and answer. Otherwise, I'll be sending out all the links and the video record later tonight or tomorrow morning. And then I will see all of you all in that special WhatsApp group. But feel free to send me private messages if you all have trouble. Everybody has my number, I guess, here. I'll also post in the chat. I'm putting my cell phone in the chat. Feel free to use that. And I will also put my email. So feel free to contact me If you have any questions, I will try to answer to my best ability. Okay, folks, good night.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you for your time. Good night.
Good night, Anand.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Anandji. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.